Hello Glamours and welcome back to my channel, and if you are new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Now don't forget to click on the subscribe button and the notification bell for more upcoming DIY future videos. For this DIY request, I was asked to recreate this lace embroidery hoop ring light and hanging decor using my own style. If you would like to find out what I created, just continue watching. To start off, I'll be starting off with a 7-piece embroidery hoop set that I ordered from Amazon. This set comes with 7 pieces, and I'll have this link below with the sizes. I'll be using all the sizes except the 12-inch hoop. I'll have a complete list of all items used in the description bar below. Next, I took them to weather insulated area and spray painted 2 coats of metallic gold. And don't forget to follow me on my social media platforms linked below. Next, I'll be using this white lace fabric, and it's stretchable and it comes 1 yard in the pack, and I'll have this link below. Next, I'll take one of the embroidery hoops and I'll place my fabric over it, cutting it to size, leaving extra fabric. Once I was done, I unscrewed both pieces of the embroidery hoop using the inside to place it on my surface, and then I placed the fabric over it, took the second piece, placed it on top, making sure that I stretch my fabric, and then I screw it back together, and I'll be repeating the same steps on all the embroidery hoops. Once I screwed it back together nice and tightly, I flipped it over and cut off the remaining fabric. For this DIY, you may use any color of lace fabric. I repeated the same steps on the remaining embroidery hoops. I'll be using gold diamond wrap mesh, and I'll be cutting strips, and these strips will have 2 rows on each. For the remainder of this DIY, I'll be using my strongest glue sticks. Once I was done, I'll be gluing the strips around the sides of the embroidery hoop, and I'll repeat the same steps on the rest. Next, I'll be making the base to hang my embroidery hoops, so I'll start off with strong foam board. Next, I'll be taking measurements, and I'll draw a line horizontal in the center of the foam board, making it 2 halves, and then I'll take my box cutter and I'll go over the line, not splitting the board. Next, I'll draw another line and cut off the remaining foam board, and I'll make it 20 inches wide. Once I was done, I'll apply hot glue on one side of the foam board, and then I'll fold it in half, gluing it together. And as you can see, the base will be very thick. Once I was done, I'll be covering just one side with metallic gold contact paper. For the remaining contact paper, I took the corners and cut them into squares, and I fold the rest of the contact paper backwards, and this will cover up the edges of the foam board. Once I was done, I took my Sharpie and I'll be making 2 marks 1 inch apart, and I'll be making these spread out through the board, and these markings you may place them wherever you like, because this will be to hang the embroidery hoops. Next, I'll be using a large pointy skewer, and I'll be making holes wherever I place my markings. Next, I flipped it over and I'll be placing markings because I'll be using hanging hooks. Next, I'll be using 2 hanging hooks, and all I did was just screw them on where I placed my markings, and then I apply hot glue to hold it better in place. And to hang it onto the ceiling, I'll be using a plant hanging chain. And because it's light in weight, you may also flush it onto the ceiling by using command strips. I'll be cutting single strips of diamond wrap, and I'll be cutting them long so I'll have extra room to play with because I'll be using these to hang my embroidery hoops, and I cut a set of 6. I'll be gluing on 2 strips on the screw. To hold my strips in place, all I did was create a little loop, hold it in place with using hot glue, and then attach my strip onto the screw, and then I hold it in place by using hot glue. I repeated the same steps on the remaining 5. To hang my embroidery hoops, all I did was took both strips, slide them through each hole, tie a knot on the opposite side, hold it in place with hot glue, but I did have to go off camera to finish off the rest because I am staggering them and I would like them to come out evenly. For lighting, I used 3 remote LED touch lights. They are self-adhesive, but I use hot glue to hold them better. And here is the finished look. I really do love the way this light and decor turned out. What I love the most is the shimmering and the lace. This was so easy to recreate using my own style, and it's so glam, stunning, and unique, and it can be placed onto that perfect ceiling in your home. And let's not forget the beautiful lighting they'll bring into that special room in your home. This is such a showstopper, and it'll be that perfect conversation piece. Here's the request and mine side by side. I'll let you be the judge. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this DIY as much as I enjoyed creating it. Now don't forget, I post new DIY videos every week. Like and share with family and friends, and subscribe if you haven't. Comment if you wish. Turn on your notification bells for more upcoming future videos. I'll see you on my next DIY upload.